Now is the time, item 3, public hearing. Now is the time and the place set for the public hearing to hear comments and concerns on the proposed adoption of the revised Sac City zoning map. Adam, have you received any written or oral comments to this time?
No, I have not.
Okay. This is the time for public reaction, public comments. Would you like to give some, please?
Well, yes, if it's my turn to address it, I'll come to it.
Okay.
They don't formally propose it to you. I thought maybe that happened first. I won't take much of your time. To begin with, I think you want to thank the committee for probably all the work they put into it, because I'm sure there's a lot of this that probably been revised. You know, none of these committees and the council is easy to serve on. It takes a lot of time. People should be commended for doing it. I have a little problem with what they want to do with my farmland, 120 acres out there. I don't see any reason to rezone it from agriculture to residential. And I really question why we're doing it with the golf course too. And the main reason why I'm concerned about it is I don't know what's coming down the line years from now when they make the next farm bill or whatever. We're all in this green revolution now. Who knows what they're going to do to improve the point source of pollution, you know, for the rivers and streams. That, you know, that could basically impact a lot even on the golf course because of what they have to do to maintain a nice golf course. If there was really some reason to have this residential, you know, I guess I could accept it, but you know, in the past, I've had a little problem with some of your proposals as far as the storm sewer and the sanitary sewer and so on. Even though I didn't agree with you, I can see a reason why you did this, but I can't see any real reason to do this. I would think at any time that you really needed that for residential, we could take care of it at that time. Now, it's my understanding there's a 10-acre rule of some kind that was adapted back in, what, 2006? And I'm wondering if that was part of a CAD bunch of ordinance that came in. Was anybody even aware of it at the time? I mean, I sure wasn't, and some on the committee weren't. I don't know if the council was aware of it or not. But it would seem to me like you might consider even rescinding that part of it. I mean, I don't see where it behooves the city to require that anything that is agriculture should have to have 10 acres attached to it if you want to put a house on it. And talking to the DNR people, you don't need it, you know, if you want to put in a sewer system out there, that the septic tank system, a well or anything, doesn't require that much, you know. So I really don't see where the need of it is in the city the size of Sac City. And I guess that's about all I have. I would hope you'd consider what we have to say, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
Anybody have questions?
Okay, I'd like some clarification. Okay, there's two parcels that you own there. There's a 80-acre tract on the east side of South 16th and a smaller tract on the west side.
Yes.
If I understand you, you're proposing that just the 80 acres, is that the only one that you're concerned about, and you're willing to consider the 20 acres?
At the time that we met the last meeting with the Planning and Zoning Commission, we did propose that on the west side of that road that we would agree to having, I don't know what a line that was drawn there. I suppose it's about 20 acres would be my guess.
Okay.
At that time, now, of course, they rejected that, and they said they wanted the whole thing. So I don't know where you are with that now, Bill.
So would you be supportive of putting the 20 acres in the new proposed change, or could you kind of clarify?
Well, I sure would consider anything. You know, I would talk about it. But there again, if you rescind that 10-acre rule, there'd be no reason to do it even. And I think that's something you could do. Because that might impact something even further away than this, I don't know. But yes, we would consider that, you know.
So is a 10-acre rule, is that just a Sac City zoning ordinance rule? Do you know?
It's not been real clear. I've actually had our city attorney research to tell us if it is, where it comes from. And he explained to me that it was neither state code, state statute, nor was it administrative law that he could distinguish. I've also had that backed up by a second local attorney.
So you're saying it's just a local one?
From what I can tell.
What I could find out.
And that was implemented when?
It's actually older than 2006. I believe it's been around for some considerable time. I don't know exactly when it was instituted, but...
Well, it's my understanding it was instituted when you changed this in 2006 as a package of other reforms.
There was a new code of ordinances put into place,
Yeah.
but my understanding is that the 10-acre thing predated that into the previous
But that would be something that you would have the power to rescind if you wanted to.
From what I have been able to get explanations from our city attorney, there would be no limitation to doing so.
Adam, would that take a public hearing by the planning and zoning, and another public hearing by the city council, and then a passage by the planning and zoning, and then send it back to the city council again? Did you check with the sanitarian to see what the DNR recommended then for wells, septic tanks, and leach fields, so that you knew how much land would be incorporated there?
We talked to DNR, but we did not talk to the sanitarian.
And what did DNR say?
DNR said they had nothing in administrative rules directed to us that required a 10-acre requirement.
So Wonder We're Region 12 recommend this to all their communities, and they've all passed it, but we can't. Is that what you're saying? Or we aren't?
Well, we have it.
We have it, but we
Yes.
shouldn't have it, but everybody else can see.
Well, they're not saying you should or shouldn't. They're simply saying that it is not a part of state statute, nor is it part of administrative code that you... it could be their guidance. It could be suggestions. She was not clear on that point, but it is not a part of the law that they passed down that we are required to follow.
This is Mrs. Kennedy that you talked to?
No,
With the DNR?
this would be... the name is, I can't remember her name right now. Julie Severs? Yes, Julie Severs. Thank you.
Well, I guess that begs the question, what is the reason for it? It would seem to me like that inside the corporation of the city, you wouldn't want 10-acre sites. You'd want more houses on 10 acres than one, but maybe, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense on the surface. Now, maybe there's some real good reason for it, but I haven't seen it, don't understand what it'd be. But there again, the whole basic thing is I can't really see any good reason to change this from agriculture to residential. If there was a clear-cut reason for it, I probably wouldn't be standing here today because, heck, I would profit from it. But
So your best case scenario would be to keep both parcels as ag and then abolish the 10-acre limitation, is that?
sure, that would be the best. Then we could sell whatever the city requires, what, 7,500 square feet, or what is the dimension?
Let's see here, 75, 8,000, roughly in that range, yes.
Yeah.
That's R1. I'm just looking at it real quick here. 7,500 feet for R2.
And let that be the guideline as, you know, what the size of the lots you can have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any other comments? Planning and zoning, are there any comments? Yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry.